dark side resists a Sith versus Borg story. Ruusan, Outer Rim Territories, year 1000 BBY. The darkened war room of the Sith Brotherhood flickered with the holographic projections of battle reports. Darth Kaan, the self-proclaimed leader of the Brotherhood of Darkness, stood at the center, his hands clenched behind his back as he glared at the hovering red dots on the map. "The Republic would not dare move this deep into our territory," sneered Lord Kopech, his Twi'lek head-tails twitching. "This fleet is something else." Darth Cordis, a wizened master of Sith sorcery, traced a clawed finger over the projection. "No communications, no declarations of war, just silence and destruction." Then the transmission arrived. A static-laden voice droned through the chamber. "We are the Borg. Your biological and technological distinctiveness will be added to our own. Resistance is futile." The Sith Lords exchanged glances. Even for their war-hardened souls, there was something deeply unsettling about the voice, cold, devoid of emotion, yet layered with eerie unity. Darth Kaan scoffed, his arrogance intact. "Fools! They believe themselves above the power of the dark side. We will show them their place." "Shall I take our warships and eradicate them?" asked Lord Qasim, the Brotherhood's finest duelist. Kaan nodded. "Yes, let them learn fear." For the first battle, Ruusan orbit. The Sith fleet, a flotilla of interdictors, dreadnoughts, and swarm fighters, moved into position, engines blazing red against the darkness of space. Before them loomed the enemy, a Borg cube, a vast geometric monolith devoid of elegance, yet pulsing with incomprehensible power. The first Sith warships fired, turbolaser bolts lancing through space. Green fire raked across the cube's surface, causing explosions to ripple across its hull. For a moment, the Sith forces cheered. Then the cube repaired itself. "We barely scratched it," muttered a Sith captain, his voice cracking. A heartbeat later, emerald energy beams erupted from the cube, disintegrating an entire Sith destroyer in seconds. On the bridge of the Darth Wrath, Lord Qasim's eyes burned with rage. "Board their vessel. Let the Sith deal with this personally." The Sith enter the cube. A squad of Sith Lords, draped in black robes and crimson armor, stormed through the glowing green corridors of the cube. Lightsabers ignited, hissing as they cut through the fog of sterile air. Borg drones emerged from alcoves, their cybernetic implants gleaming under the dim light. Qasim took the lead, his saber blurred, carving through the nearest drone. The body collapsed, smoking. Another stepped forward, unfazed. A second swing, same result. The Sith carved through drones like a tempest. Then the Borg adapted. When Darth Bane slashed his blade toward another drone, a shimmering green field appeared, halting his strike. His yellow eyes widened. "What?" The drone's arm shot forward. Metal tendrils lashed out, piercing through his armor, injecting him with nanoprobes. Bandon screamed as his veins blackened. His eyes rolled back, and in seconds his face was blank. His once furious Sith presence, now a cold, empty vessel. His voice, hollow and monotone, spoke as one with the collective. "The Sith will be assimilated." A ripple of panic swept through the strike team. Fear, actual fear, crept into the minds of the Sith. They were the ones who were supposed to dominate. They were the predators, but these things, they did not feel pain, they did not feel fear, they did not know death. For Darth Kaan's desperation. Back on Ruusan, Kaan's pride shattered as Sith after Sith fell to assimilation. Entire legions of dark warriors were either slaughtered or turned into Borg drones, their force abilities twisted by cybernetic enhancements. "We must use the thought bomb," Kaan declared, desperation creeping into his voice. Lord Cordis recoiled. "That is madness. That will kill us as well." Kaan's eyes were wild. "Would you rather serve as a soulless machine for eternity?" A terrible silence fell over the Sith Lords. Then, begrudgingly, they began the ritual. "Wait the thought bomb and the fall of the Sith." On the battlefield, as the Borg advanced through the Sith stronghold, Kaan and his remaining lords unleashed the Thought Bomb, a cataclysmic darkside ritual that obliterated every Force-sensitive being within range. A wave of dark energy erupted from the temple's core. The Borg screamed, not in fear, but in sheer mechanical confusion. The Force itself retaliated, vaporizing thousands of drones and entire sections of the cube in orbit. For a moment, it seemed like the Sith had won. Then, as the dust settled, the horror became clear. The Borg had adapted. Not all had perished. Some of the assimilated Sith survived the Thought Bomb, their newly enhanced bodies resisting Force-based attacks. From the shadows of Ruusan's ruins they emerged. Force-sensitive Borg, their red cybernetic eyes glowing with hunger. A transmission crackled through what remained of the Sith fleet. The dark side is irrelevant. Your power is irrelevant. You will be assimilated. The Brotherhood of Darkness was no more. The Sith Borg Collective had begun. Epilogue: The Last Survivor. In the aftermath, a lone figure stalked through the wreckage, Darth Bane. Cloaked in the shadows, he watched the Sith Borg from a distance, his face grim beneath his hood. "They are fools," he muttered, "but I will learn. I will evolve." As the Sith Borg continued their conquest, Bane disappeared into the galaxy, carrying with him a single truth. The Sith would have to change. He would ensure their survival. He would create the rule of two. The final transmission: We are the Borg. The dark side has been assimilated.